You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time for the bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. How you doing there, Mr. Farris?
Doing pretty all right. You, Heidi, how are you?
Fantastic.
Fantastic, John.
I'm good. I'm good.
Big day today, especially those of us who have been in and around, the music business, radio, broadcast, whatever the case may be. It is National One-Hit Wonder Day.
Yes.
One hit, some of the greatest songs ever, and you think,
absolutely.
It's like, hey, what happened to those guys? It's like,
I know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that's crazy. I had somebody do the whole would you rather. Would you rather have one hit and that's it, or would you rather not have any hits? And I think the answer is I'd rather have one hit because at least you had a hit.
Oh, there's nothing like being a washed-up star. I mean, I know that for a fact.
Washed-up child star.
But some of the best, probably some of the biggest ever.
Yeah.
Of course, Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time. Are you serious?
That's good.
It's such a terrible song, but it comes up.
Awful.
And I got to admit, I turn it up.
I do too.
And I will listen to the whole darn thing. Archie's Sugar Sugar.
Sugar, sugar.
I know one of Heidi's favorites. When I hear it, I literally want to stab someone. Pac-Man Fever, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever happened to Buckner and Garcia,
Somebody
who brought
found
the
him in
world?
a dark alley and beat the
And
snot out
another
of him.
one of my all-time favorites, Just a Friend by Biz Markie.
Which we have coming up in just a... No, we don't.
Love that song.
Unless Heidi gets a hold of the computer.
This thing swept the nation like crazy time. Ended up with its own dance and everything. The Macarena. Absolutely
Yeah, that was
huge.
awful.
But some that are actually really, really good. And I've always loved this song. Billy Vera and the Beaters. What would you do?
Oh, yeah.
Great song.
That was great.
Yep.
And from, 2009, my mother, rest her soul, this was like her favorite song. The song was released in 2009, monster hit, The Ting Tings, That's Not My Name.
Really?
Really?
But she never got the words right, and so we would make her sing it louder. Because it was that darn funny.
I have to look for that one.
My mom, she would have been in her 70s at the time, mid to late 70s.
Yeah.
Well, that's my song. Turn it up. You bet, Ma. Ting ting. There's my mom. They call me Hal. They call me Stacy.
Oh,
But then instead of saying that's not my name, she'd say, what's my name? Ma, no. Sing it louder, Ma.
it's so close, though.
Oh, how cute is
What's
that?
my name?
How that became my mom's favorite song.
I love that. That's fantastic.
That's
A
great.
mystery. One hit
Today is the
wonder.
day to celebrate all the one-hit wonders. We met Tommy Two-Tone, who had 8675309.
Oh, yeah. That song still gets referenced to this day.
He
Yeah.
was listed as like the number 2 one-hit wonder of all time, right behind...
Jesse's Girl?
No, the one, the guys with the overalls.
I guess no, he wasn't a one-hit wonder, was he?
Yeah. What are you looking?
Oh, the Come On Eileen.
Come on, Eileen. That was the number 1.
Oh, yeah, that
One hit wonder of all time. And they said they hate that song. The people that sing it hate the song. When I said something to Tommy Two-Tone about being on the list of one hit wonders, he goes, well, apparently they forgot about it. And he mentioned some other song, and I was like,
that nobody's ever heard of.
apparently I forgot about that too. So he must have had another one.
It's good to grow old, forgotten, and bitter, I think.
I think that's what we all strive for.
We
Yeah,
do.
I don't know. I think it's good. So celebrate the one-hit wonders. That's better than the no-hit wonders. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny.
Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Are you ready? If you plan to use a credit card while shopping, make sure you have the very best credit card for you. It's free to click around and see what we can do for you at bettercreditcards.net. We have options from many different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Oh, Radio Ranger Heidi. John.
Hi, Ranger Dan.
You know, now that autumn is upon us, things change up a little bit. Of course, in our old neck of the woods here, we go through all 4 of the seasons, and all 4 seasons have different rules, and safety first. That's Ranger Dan's motto. I don't care what you're doing. If you're hunting, you're fishing, you're camping, you're hiking.
Yeah.
Safety is what it's all about. And I only bring this up, and it may seem, a little unusual because you don't hear stories about this often, if at all. Yeah. I only bring this up because I am a trained professional.
Oh, good.
So we get into autumn and the weather cools. The campers are still out there and the hikers are still out there. What happens is because the air is getting cooler at night, and it may be 50, 40 degrees now overnight, well, that means the campfires are getting bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger fires, bigger warmth.
Yeah.
And along with that, what happens is some people actually lose control over their s'mores.
No, you don't want that.
S'mores get bigger, the s'mores get out of control, and
The s'mores get bigger.
Looks like a beanbag.
this happened over Lewis and Clark area over the last weekend.
Oh.
And, happened. Mr. Lindquist was not keeping an eye on the little ones, and the marshmallow to chocolate ratio got out of control, especially if you're using those off-brand generic marshmallows.
Oh, yeah.
So it was about a 5-to-1 marshmallow to chocolate ratio, and there was an explosion.
Oh, my goodness.
Karen Lindquist lost her bangs and her eyebrows.
Oh, my goodness.
Little Liam Lindquist, well, it's an delicate way to put this, but some graham cracker shrapnel took part of his left testicle. Well, apparently he's going to be just fine. The doctors are saying hopefully the high-pitched falsetto he's now speaking in is just a temporary development.
I think the Lindquist should just stay home.
Oh, my goodness.
Just mishap after mishap.
A lot of stuff going on in their life.
Well, thoughts and prayers to little Liam.
Yes, absolutely.
That's it for today. Again, safety first, little radio rangers. And also, you know the drill. Say your prayers, go to church, stay in school, eat your vegetables. And be playing soccer, and don't let me catch you wearing Crocs. Ranger Dan out. Yes, sir.
Ranger Dan's Critter Corner on Sunny 93.3.
If you have a drug problem, don't let it ruin your life. You can be in treatment as soon as tomorrow, and you can start to get clean in as little as 7 days. Take the first step to get drugs out of your life at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything, so you really have nothing to lose. Timeforrehab.com. Start your new life. You deserve it. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Good folks over at Aqua One. So, don't hold them accountable if you don't like what Dan has to say right now. Is it good news or bad news today, Dan?
What? I'm an investigative reporter. It's not up to me what's good news or bad news.
I just report the facts.
That's it. The what, who, where, when, how. I don't lean one way or the other.
That's right.
And as I'm sure you've noticed over the months now that we've been doing this, I do not speak my own personal ideology or my politics or anything else, but this happens to be a political story because it is a true story. And hey, it just broke over the wire.
Oh, what happened?
All
What's
right.
going on?
My entire crew's working overtime to put the details together.
Nice.
This is just bizarre. South Dakota Democratic Party treasurer is out. After almost 20 years, he's bailing.
Who's that?
Good old what's his name?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Nibelink.
Okay.
Announced his retirement, and good timing there because they're about $47,000 in debt, plus they're under investigation for misstated financial activity into the millions. They've closed their offices in Rapid City and in Sioux Falls, and Do-Re-Mi is a little bit tight. Like I say, they're in the red. August ended with a negative $9,860 in cash on hand.
How do you...
$46,864 in debt. This is according to the party's monthly report filed last Friday evening with the Federal Elections Commission. The party received a whopping $17,539 in donations during the month of August, but distributed over $30,000 for items such as salaries and operational expenses.
Wow. That doesn't really work.
Well, meanwhile, South Dakota Democratic Party Chair Paula Hawks is going to serve as the party's interim treasurer. It can't be that hard at this point. If I'm the treasurer of the Democratic Party, all I got to do is say,
There's no money.
We're broke and we got some bills. Everybody go home by.
Yeah.
It's been interesting. This South Dakota is strange because some states, they'll have Democratic governor, maybe some Republican Congress. I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag. Some states are totally Democrat. Let's take West Coast, East Coast.
All blue.
South
All
Dakota
red.
is pretty darn red. In fact, in
Yeah.
the state of South Dakota, the last time Democrats were in charge of this state pretty much was 1936.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
when Roosevelt was president. Yeah.
Holy cow! I didn't realize.
So
that.
it's been a while. They struggle a little bit to get a stronghold. In fact, they have none in the state of South
Right.
Dakota. So that's where it's at. But yeah, they're having some financial problems, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm figuring, hey, here's $100, put me in charge of something, and I'll just have a sandwich. But I'm an investigative reporter, so
You want to have a fundraiser, is what you're saying?
all I'd be doing is taking notes, because
Maybe
that's
they
what
could
I
have
do.
a yard sale.
I don't know what they're going to do, but
Stand or
that just
something.
sounds like big trouble to me. So
Yeah, that's too bad. I hate to see anything like that, whether it's a business or a political party or a person, anybody. That's just a bad place to be. So,
well, it's going to be interesting to find what comes up with this this little investigation going
Yeah.
on, the audit of the entire party, because the figure I'm seeing here is millions.
oh my goodness.
Yikes.
Well, hopefully there was nothing nefarious. Maybe it was just they forgot to carry the one.
Isn't nefarious a great word?
It is.
It is a
I
great
like
word.
that.
It really is. Not as good as masticate, but it's a good word.
That's a good one, too, because you can misconstrue that as
Yeah,
well.
masticate just means to chew, by the way. So for those of you
Oh, well, then it ain't near as cool as I thought then. Let's move on.
All right, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. Coming up, we're going to be talking about the Health Connect Fair. That's on the way this weekend. We'll have more details after this.
The average household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. If you find yourself in that position and you're making minimum payments, you could be in debt for a long time. Make sure you have the very best card with the very best rates at bettercreditcards.net. We work with different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net, bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. Thank you for listening to Sunny 93.3. We've got a fun event coming up this Saturday. It's called the Health Connect Fair, and there's a bunch of different organizations that will be there. On the line with me right now, I have Diane Hall. She is with South Dakota EMS for Children. Diane, how are you doing?
I am fabulous, thank you.
Well, we're excited to see you on Saturday. Now, what will South Dakota EMS for Children be doing at the Health Connect Fair?
We've got two venues, if you will. The first being bicycle safety. We'll have some bike helmets available for those that ride and don't have a helmet, promoting the proper fit, showing people how to fit the helmets.
Nice.
And the second area that we're working on is our seatbelt campaign. We have Art with a Message is what it's called, and the public submits work of art that they have drawn that visualizes why it's important to wear a seatbelt. And we'll have those on display for the public to vote for their favorites.
That is fantastic. Now, Diane, again, with South Dakota EMS for Children. Let's talk about what your organization does overall, not just while you're at the Health Connect Fair, but what you guys do, the other 364 days of the year.
Sure. We do all things children, not that we ignore adults, but our mission really is to reduce child and youth mortality and morbidity that results from severe illness or trauma. We address the unique medical needs of children by improving how EMS systems manage the emergency medical needs of them in areas of prevention, like pre-hospital EMS care or hospital-based care, rehab, re-entry into the community. We have had a long-standing dedication to injury prevention, which is in the seatbelt, bicycle, pedestrian safety world.
Nice.
So, and we exist because of the many partners that we have, and we work with the Office of Highway Safety to educate and share different resources.
Well, and we've enjoyed working with you on several events. We've got the Mocktails Mix-Off, and it's going to have a little bit of a twist this year, isn't it?
It does, yes. Mocktails with a twist of restraint, and that twist of restraint is the seatbelt messaging. And at that event in December, we will have the winners of the Art with a Message competition, so you'll be able to see the seatbelt artwork there.
Well, we'll be chatting about that again in the near future, but coming up this Saturday, we've got the Health Connect Fair, and everybody's welcome to come to this. It's free. It's a great event. It's at the Sioux Falls Arena, and in addition to South Dakota EMS for Children, there's a bunch of other folks that you're going to see there. We've been talking to them each morning at this time, and we're going to have some more between now and the event. Diane, thank you very much for taking some time to visit and let folks know what they can expect at the event this week.
Thank you very much.
Again, Diane Hall, and she's with South Dakota EMS for Children. She is one of the many awesome folks you're going to see this Saturday at the Health Connect Fair. All of the information at facebook.com/sunnyradio.
If you can't have a drink without it leading to another drink and another drink, maybe it's time to get help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. Thank you for listening to Sunny 93.3. Right now, we're going to be visiting with Mr. Dan Farris for some entertainment news of the day.
But I know we all know it's celebrities are fabulous. Or if you're Italian, the fabuloso.
That's nice.
Oh, let's take a look at the box office, shall we? What's a hit? What's a miss? I don't know. I've never seen this TV series, but apparently the movie's doing just absolutely astronomical. Downtown Abbey.
It's actually Downton Abbey.
What?
Downton Abbey.
Oh, okay. I don't care, but thanks, John.
Sorry there, Dan.
Over the weekend, it brought in $31 million. Worldwide gross, $61,800,000.
You should see the special effects in this thing.
Wasn't this a TV? It's a TV series, right? Is it some British deal
British
or something?
thing. Yeah, it's not something I've ever watched. But my brother, who's a big bad police officer, actually,
and your aunt
loves this show.
You never know what's going to catch on with certain people. It's weird.
I was giving him all kinds of crap. I was like, seriously? He was like, you should watch it. You'd love it.
Here's the thing. We are trying to steer clear of getting hooked on any more programs because I don't want to be stuck watching every episode of anything.
No, yeah.
I've never binged. I don't even know what that means. Ad Astra, which is probably the world's worst title for a movie ever.
It's kind of weird.
With Brad Pitt, brought in $19 million over the weekend. Total since its release, a little over $44 million. And then you saw this film with your son just the other night, John.
Rambo.
Last Blood. Over the past weekend, $19 million. It has brought in so far in its 2 weekends of release, a little over $28 million.
That's almost the same number as the body count in the movie.
That's not huge for a Sylvester Stallone movie, especially something as legendary as Rambo.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There are some people who are boycotting this movie because they didn't think they needed another chapter. They're like, I think it's not. Even the creator of the movie, the creator of Rambo character doesn't like it, which I think is sad.
Well, at some point, stuff runs out of gas.
At some point, you got to just let things go.
This is the final chapter. It's Last Blood. But then again, how many
That's what Cher keeps on saying about touring.
Her 18th.
Come on.
That's like, wasn't there a Freddy Krueger that was like the final chapter? Mm-hmm. And then they did like 6 more after that? Or was that the Nightmare on Elm Street? Or was it Friday the 13th?
So far, the most insane release in the past couple months is It, Chapter 2, which is still sticking at number 4 here. Grand total since its release, almost $400 million.
Wow.
So that ain't
people
too
like
shabby.
creepy clowns.
That sure do. So that's what's happening, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Dan.
It's what Abbey now?
Downton Abbey. You don't pronounce the W in downtown.
I am literally looking at my screen.
There's no W in downtown.
And this is the listing from ScreenAgeWasteland.com. And it is spelled Downtown Abbey.
It's Downton Abbey.
Wrong.
They're wrong.
I'm just spitting out
Downton Abbey. I would send a letter to somebody about
if it's
something.
on the Google webs, it's fact check.
Well, thank you, sir. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
My pleasure.
Unless you find something better to do.
Oh, boy. Hard to believe that could happen.
Again, Dan Farris with entertainment news of the day on Sunny 93.3.